Hey y'all, I'm out on the front porch today. It is chilly. It feels absolutely amazing. And before I get started on talking about hardy annuals for you guys, I do want to show you, sorry, that was a big truck. I do want to show you guys, I picked up a couple items yesterday at a antique craft fair type of thing. It's McKinney Trade Days in McKinney, Texas. So I ended up picking up, don't you love this? All right, it's from 1973, somebody named B. Seeley, and it was painted in Denton, Texas, which is awesome. I love the frame, I love the look, I love how bright it was. I know that it's an amateur painting, but that doesn't bother me. I like the idea that somebody put a lot of thought and love into this, and I think this will work great in my house, especially in the spring. I think it'll look really beautiful, utilized on some of my shelves. I was able to get it for $31, which I'm just thrilled with that cost. All right, so I got that painting, and then I got this beautiful vase. It is a Royal Hager splatter vase, and so it's got like this kind of like really textured splatter glaze on it, and then it has like a celadon greenish blue color in the center. It is solid on the bottom. It's got its felt pads. Everything is beautiful about it. There were two of them, and I thought about getting two, but y'all, I live in a small house. I can't ever think of an occasion where I would need two identical vases to utilize for flower arrangements. And so I try really hard not to fill my home with tons and tons of stuff. And so I ended up just getting one. I felt super sad. It tugged at my heart to leave the other one behind, but it is what it is. Hopefully I'll find a beautiful home. I ended up getting this vase for $30. Which some people might think is too expensive, but I love kind of the mid-century modern look on this. I love the texture and the colors. I love the color in the inside. I loved everything about it. And if I find something that I truly love and brings me a lot of joy, I'm willing to pay a little bit more for it. So on eBay, these are going for about $45 to $50. So I still feel really good about the price I got it for, but I can't wait to do a floral design in this for you guys. I love thrifting. I love thrifting, antiques, vintage finds. I would love to put more of that into my channel for you guys. When I find these things, I'm not finding them to resell, I'm finding them for my home. So it's kind of a little bit of a different aspect. The market for YouTube is currently flooded with people flipping and reselling vintage and thrifted items. It's not something I'm interested in doing, but I do love finding these beautiful finds. I love the personal quality of things like, you know, the artwork and things like that. That's the kind of stuff I like to have in my home. I struggle going out and just buying decorations from a big box store and bringing those in because they don't have like a lot of history or story to them. I prefer things that have history or story. Now, with that being said, if you're like a new household that you just started or you've got your first apartment or whatever, it takes a while to put that kind of stuff together. I've had almost 20 years of putting together my own home, and I would still say I still have several big box items, but I love adding the vintage things over the years. I love inheriting different things from family members and then having these like this history and story throughout my entire home. Okay, but let's get started about what we're here to talk about today. And today we're going to be talking about hardy annuals. So a lot of people have heard of hardy plants. A lot of people have heard of annuals. Hardy annuals is kind of a confusing term. And so I want to talk a little bit about this because hardy annuals can really give your garden a real boost earlier on in the spring, okay? Hardy annuals are a plant that completes its whole cycle within 1 year. It is seeded, it grows, it flowers or fruits, it dies, or it reseeds, and then it dies. okay? So it's different from a perennial, where a perennial just goes dormant and then regrows from the same plant every year. A hardy annual is reseeding itself over time. So hardy annuals tend to be very cold tolerant as well. A lot of times you can plant seedlings in the fall or before your first freeze, and then you can keep them a little covered or not, and then they do really well through the cold weather, and then they establish roots all through the cold season, coming around the spring and giving you early blooms in the spring. Now, of course, this is going to be different from zone to zone. In my zone 8A, it works great for me. It might not work great in your zone, so be sure to do the research on hardy annuals before you go purchasing several and planting them. Now, this year I happen to grow a lot of hardy annuals from seed. I am working really hard to reduce my purchase budget from nurseries and big box stores and that kind of stuff. I'm trying really hard to produce a lot from seed and then to purchase less from different nurseries and locations. It's nothing against those nurseries or big box stores. It's that I want to spend some more money on infrastructure within my garden, meaning like hard goods like pots and containers and arbors and arches, and I want to put more money into that, and in order to do that I need to free up some space, and so I'm growing a lot of these hardy annuals from seed to save myself some of the costs. Okay, so let's talk about planting your hardy annuals. You can absolutely buy seedlings from your local nurseries. You can grow them from seed. I typically start them in late summer, beginning of fall, to kind of give me a boost, and then I get them planted out before my first freeze. I'm going to plant them in a well-draining soil. I'm going to add a fertilizer, compost type of situation. My hardy annuals will do really, really good through light freezes. Hard freezes are a different situation, okay? So it's kind of up to you how you want to go about it with the hard freezes. You can go ahead and, let the hard freeze take them in hopes that the roots are well established enough that they will bring back green in the spring, or you can cover them through hard freezes. I will be choosing to cover them through hard freezes because I spent a lot of time on growing these seedlings and I want to keep them going. So I'll be adding some hoop houses, or I'll just be doing some light covering whenever we have a hard freeze. If we had a hard freeze. This is North Texas. Sometimes we don't have hard freezes. Sometimes it never feels like it's really winter throughout our whole winter. And then sometimes you have snowmageddon, like last year, where we get like 12 inches of snow, which is unheard of in this area, and the power goes out, everything falls apart, and yeah. So you never know what's really going to happen in North Texas, this zone 8A. So the longer your hardy annuals have to put down roots and adjust before the cold weather comes through, the more hardy the plant's going to be. So you definitely don't want to plant them right before frost. Now, some of my favorite YouTube gardeners, they swear that if your soil is not frozen, then go ahead and plant. So totally up to you if you want to take that risk and work through it. It's not something that I typically do. I don't typically have frozen soil either. So in all honesty, my soil is always, it gets super cold obviously, but it never freezes solid. I just don't live in an area where that's something that commonly occurs. But the earlier you can get them in and allow them to establish their root system, the better they're going to fare throughout all the cold weather. One of the easiest hardy annuals that I grow in my garden is dianthus. The dianthus in my area loves the cold weather, and it gets beautiful rich green during the cold weather, and then as soon as we get a touch of warmth, it just bursts into bloom. Absolutely beautiful. I love utilizing it as a border plant in my garden. It is sensational and gives me beautiful blooms until the heat really hits for the summer. Okay, a couple of other hardy annuals that I am growing from seed this year. I am growing Bells of Ireland. Bells of Ireland are a long green bloom, kind of a spiky looking type of stem. Beautiful. This will be my first year growing them. I had really great germination for them, and then I put them outside to start kind of hardening them off and forgot. Y'all, sometimes I mess up. And I lost half the seedlings. But I did end up with a handful of them, so we'll see how it goes. And then of course, if I end up having some beautiful Bells of Ireland blooms, I will plant more for next year. This year I also grew thistle from seed. I grew blue hobbit thistle. I planted an entire set of them, 25 seed cells with multiple seeds in each one, and I got two plants out of those 24 germinated. So that was a wow. So when I plant these when I do these in the future, when I work with these seeds, I'm going to be putting like 8 to 10 seeds in each cell and hopefully get more germination. I was surprised at how low the germination is. Now, I did take those two that I had and I planted those in the ground, and we'll see what comes from those. So let's break down the cycle of a hardy annual. A hardy annual grows from seed. So let's say you plant a seed in the ground in, early spring. It produces its seedling, it comes up and produces its flowers throughout the spring into the summer. And then as we get further into the summer and the fall, it produces its seeds, it drops its seeds, and then the plant dies back. And those seeds, the new ones that it dropped, they start their own little plants, new roots, new plants, and then they start growing in the fall, and then they are winter tolerant throughout the whole winter. And then once again, we come to the spring and they bloom again for you. Hey, how's it going? So that is a cycle of a hardy annual. So you can jump in at different points for that cycle. Nurseries will typically sell that hardy annual at blooming time, right? So they'll be available in April and May, and you'll pay premium dollar for that hardy annual. And then you can plant it in your ground, and hopefully it goes to seed in the ground and then gives you another round coming up in the fall. And then those will be established throughout the winter, new to you, blooming in the spring. You can also start your hardy annuals from seed. You can start them in early spring, or you can start them in the fall. Right now, I'm starting all of mine in the fall to get a jump on spring. I want to get blooms earlier in the spring, and I want to have fuller, more hardy plants. If I plant in the fall and they produce plants in the root system, and then they kind of hold on all throughout the winter, I'm going to have a hardier, more full plant with more blooms in the spring. I can still start the same seed in the spring, and I might not have as productive of a plant as the seeds that I started in the fall. One of my favorite hardy annuals is Snapdragons, and I really went for it this year on Snapdragons. I grew the Costa series, I'm growing the Potomac series, I'm growing the Madame Butterfly series, I'm growing several different series of Snapdragons in a wide variety of colors. I had fantastic germination with these seeds. I feel like they're very easy to start inside, no problem. And so I've already planted a full bed of Snapdragons and another set of Snapdragons in a different location in my garden. They look like they want to give me blooms now, which I don't want them to do, so I'll probably be pinching them back a little bit, but they'll be putting on really great root systems. I'm definitely going to cover these and hope to keep the plants green instead of dying back some. Hope to keep them green during the hard frost so that I can have an early production of flowers. So I do want to touch on the difference between perennial and hardy annual. Okay, perennial plant. Okay, perennial plants, they put down a root system in the same plant, and that same plant, it might go dormant during the winter, but it comes back from the same root system. All right, so it's the same plant throughout multiple seasons. All right. A hardy annual is something that grows from seed and reproduces seeds again, drops those seeds, and starts another round of plants from those seeds, all right? So you're getting a different plant each season, all right? It's a new set of seeds each season. So perennial is the same plant, same root system, and the hardy annuals are reseeding themselves for each season. Now, there's some great hardy annuals that you can grow from seed and throw them directly into your garden. Where I started, like I talked about the Bells of Ireland and the Thistle and the Snapdragons, I started those all as seedlings inside my home. But I also like to grow hardy annuals from seed, just sowing directly in the garden. Another great hardy annual is Dara or Queen Anne's lace. Those are fabulous seeds to just toss out, and then they do really, really great overwintering. So, I mean, there's a wide variety of different ones. I'll throw up some photos with some names of some other awesome hardy annuals, specifically cut flowers. That's my focus. So flowers that I like to cut and create arrangements with. A couple of them are bachelor's buttons. They do beautifully. You throw out the seeds at the beginning of the fall. You'll see little green plants start to come up, and then from there they'll overwinter, and then you'll have beautiful blooms in the spring. Another option is Nigella. I'm a big fan of Nigella. I specifically love their little pods that they create after they're done blooming, which are absolutely stunning. They're an excellent hardy annual seed that you can still get out. Like, throw them out. Let's get going. I've also grown poppies. Poppies are something I'm not going to be growing in the future. They take up too much space, and they're not a great cut flower, in my opinion, for what I want to do. And I have a small garden. I'm not willing to give up the space for them. So I will not be growing poppies, but they are also an excellent hardy annual to just sow directly into your garden. This is also a good time to plant hardy annuals such as sweet peas. You can go ahead and get those directly sown into the garden. They will start to sprout, they'll overwinter, and then you'll have beautiful sweet peas in the spring. I personally do not grow sweet peas. It's something I would like to go, but it's kind of far down on my list, so I just haven't gotten there. I feel like you have to have a structure set up for them to grow on and all these different situations, and I just don't have that set up in my garden at this current time. I feel like, do I frown a lot when I'm talking to you guys? Am I like angry gardener? She's an angry gardener? I think I need to work on my facial expressions when talking with you guys. Larkspur is one of my absolute favorite hardy annuals. You just toss those seeds out and they do beautifully. They really don't need much of anything to help them along. I love flowers that have long floral spikes, and larkspur is definitely one of them. They're typically some of the first flowers to be blooming in my garden in the spring. I toss out those seeds in the fall, they overwinter, and then they're there in the spring. Now, let's say that you're watching this video right now and you're like, crap, Amanda, why didn't you tell us earlier and I would have started these seedlings inside and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, sorry about that. But you still have time. You're still okay, all right? So what you need to do is kind of look at your your last frost date of the season, all right? So you're gonna look in the spring, you're gonna look in the almanac, you're gonna Google, you're gonna find out what your last frost date is, all right? Then you're gonna pick out whatever hardy annual seeds you wanna grow, okay? So let's say it's larkspur, all right? You're gonna look at larkspur and you're gonna be like, okay, it says that I can sow outside 2 weeks after the last frost and blah, 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 and you're gonna count back how many weeks it needs to germinate and grow and be ready to go to the garden. So maybe it's 8 weeks. So in mid to late winter, you can start these seeds inside your home or inside a greenhouse of some type. You can start these seeds and be ready to go and plant them immediately after your last frost in the spring. It's not too late. You still have time. Are your plants going to be as hardy as they would have been if you had planted them in the fall? No. But that doesn't mean you're not going to get beautiful blooms and a beautiful show. And it's a really good way to kind of try these out and then learn what you love and be ready to go for the next fall season. I might have to take a break. It looks like my neighbor is, he's going to trim his yard. He's going to weed eat his yard. I might have to take a little break and come back to you guys. Okay, I want to talk about a few more seeds that I am growing as hardy annuals. And I'm going to be tossing out photos of the seedlings and what everything looks like. I'm growing a lot of strawflower as well as a hardy annual, and I'll be planting that out in the next couple of weeks or so. Had a lot of success with strawflower. So much success, and I fell in love with the blooms so much that I want to grow a ton more for next season. So like this last year, I did 24 seedlings. I have about 150 seedlings for this next year. I found that you can really compact the strawflowers pretty close to another, and get some really great, beautiful blooms. Okay, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little vocabulary lesson on hardy annuals, and I hope it's something that you'll try out. You can usually get some really great seedlings at your nurseries right about now. That'll be really great hardy annuals through the winter, or like I said, there's still time. You can go ahead and start some of these in mid to late winter and then plant out some of these after your last frost. All right, as always, she's a mad gardener or decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.